This project started in IKEA with this bargain that's right behind me. I was looking around IKEA recently and I was trying to find something that I could either upcycle, hack, that kind of thing. And I came across this. Whenever you go to IKEA, you can't help but have a look around at absolutely everything, whether you want it or not. And I'm glad I did, because I found this. It's supposedly new. I don't know how long it's been out. I don't know when they launched it. And I'm not too sure on the pronunciation either. It's either Baggebo or Baggebo, something like that. But regardless, it's a cupboard and it was £17. As with all flat pack furniture, the instructions leave a little bit to be desired, but it's only a few dowels and a few screws to put it together, and it did go together rather quickly. And as you can see, for £17, I don't think it's too bad. You certainly couldn't make one of these for less than £17 anyway. And I think it's a fantastic blank canvas. It's a little bit unique in the fact that the door doesn't open the full extent, so you can hide some of the really cluttered items out of sight, out of mind. That's always good. But it's a nice blank canvas, and I've got an idea what I'm actually going to do with it. And the first thing I'm going to do is get it taken apart again. At the moment, the dowels are only in there dry, so they're mainly just there for alignment. So to make it a lot stronger, I'm literally just going to add some wood glue. So I'm going to take the dowels out, add some wood glue to them, put them back in place, and then put the unit back together. And again, you really don't have to do that step, but I think it's going to add a lot of strength. And if you want the piece to last a really long time, I think it's worth doing. And now that we've got the unit all nice and secured back together, next thing I'm going to do is chop the legs off. Well, they're not really legs, they're basically just how the sides extend down. I don't like how they look, so I'm going to cut them off flush. Much better. Can do the same on the other side. I'm going to keep the construction of the new legs to the cupboard really simple. I always like sleek, simple, industrial style design, so all I'm doing is making two rectangles. I'm making it from simple whitewood, and this is actually 44mm wide by 34mm thick, and they're just going to get put together with glue and a single screw in each of the corners. And the measurements that I've gone for with these legs is 30cm long by 15cm high. So now we've got two legs, and I've brought the unit back in place and it's flipped upside down. So this is where I've cut off the extensions to the sides, which was the legs. I think these are going to look a lot nicer. I'm going to attach them with glue and screws, but I'm not going to be using regular wood glue. Instead, I'm going to be using a construction adhesive. Now this is kind of like the stuff that you don't really need nails, if you know what I mean. But the reason I'm using this is because we're going to be gluing wood to melamine. Now wood glue will just peel off melamine because it's a slick surface, it's not able to soak in. So this construction adhesive should just work a treat. I'm really pleased with how these legs are looking. Really simple, just two rectangles. There are a few gaps, so I'm going to go over and I'm going to get it all filled with some wood filler. I'm also going to fill in where we got screw holes at the front and at the back. When it's all sanded and it's got a coat of paint on, it should look like just one solid piece. And with that sorted, it's time for some paint. Unfortunately, this didn't exactly go to plan. I know it's my own fault. I hold my hands up. I didn't use an undercoat first, but in my defence, I have used this furniture paint a lot. It usually covers really well. I've used it on melamine before. I've had really good results on that. I know this laminated surface isn't exactly the same as the melamine, but I thought, well, it's close enough and it'll save me some time and it'll save me some money. But it really didn't cover at all. It went on really watery. Even wiping my hand across it when it was dry literally took the paint right off. So I thought, right, I want to go down the quick route now. I don't want to go back to an undercoat, so I resorted to using spray paint. I know it's not the most cost-effective option. Spray paint is quite expensive for what it is, but this one is obviously designed for wood, metal, plastics. So I knew that it would adhere really well, and at the end of the day, it goes on quickly. So I went down that route. But don't do what I do, please do. Use an undercoat. It'll save you money in the long run. But really, this black paint won't be seen all that much because I'm going to be adding some strip wood to it. And for the strip wood, I'm going to be using 34mm wide by 12mm thick pieces of wood. With those cut, it was just a case of sanding them all smooth, which did take quite a while. There is a lot of them, but I think it'll be worth it. And then I applied a walnut stain wax. So this has got the benefit of staining the wood and waxing it, so it's like a two-in-one job. It does take a long time, to be fair. It's just time consuming, that many different slats to do, but I'm hoping that the effect will be worth it in the end. I'm going to be using the same adhesive that I used to glue the legs into place. Now I can work my way back. I'm going to be using a gap of 20mm, just about 2 centimetres, and that'll allow for a nice even spacing and hopefully 4, so that I've got one full piece that'll finish at the back as well. But we'll see as we go along. We just want to make sure that this piece doesn't accidentally get glued to the door itself. It's always worth checking that the door will actually open with it in that position. So let's give it a double check. No, it's hitting it. So we need to rethink that a little bit. I think I'm just going to leave that to dry a little bit, make sure it's set up, and then see what the damage is. It's not ideal. I thought I'd worked it out properly. I'm hoping it still looks okay. It was really awkward gluing the front pieces on, not just because of the rain, it didn't help, but it wasn't just because of the rain, also because of the different spaces. I thought I'd worked it out perfectly. My maths probably not the best. So what I've ended up doing is having a 32mm gap on the 2 outsides, and then all the gaps in between from there on, and 26mm. Not ideal, but I don't think to the eye it's that noticeable. I might be wrong, but hopefully when the top goes on, it might blend it in a little bit more. And for the top, I'm actually using a scrap piece of furniture board. This is from a previous project, and I've gone ahead and stained it. Exactly the same wax stain as I've used on the other pieces, and I'm hoping that that should set it off nicely. I think it'll make all the difference. That's just going to get glued in place with the same construction adhesive as well. And with the top on, that's the transformation complete. Considering this unit in the beginning was £17, no way could I have made the cabinet for less than that. So it's an absolute bargain base to start from, and from there you can go with whatever design you like. I just hope that this video has inspired you to give it a go for yourself. You obviously don't have to do what I've done, but at least see that you can get something that might not look the best. You might seem it's a bit cheap and cheerful up front, but just know that you can really go to town with the design and really make it your own. But speaking about making it your own, we absolutely love to see what you all get up to with your own DIY and craft projects at home. If you'd like to submit some of your content to be shared across our social media platforms, there is a link down in the description, so make sure you go and check it out, because we'd absolutely love to share what you're up to with the rest of the community as well. But don't forget, if you like this one, make sure you give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below letting us know what you think. Do you like it? Don't you like it? What would you have done differently? And as always, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, make sure you click that subscribe button and make sure you click the bell icon as well. That way you'll get a notification as soon as we upload a new video. Thank you all for watching.